Hi guys, welcome to our channel. We are FanClub and this week I am talking about all the books I read this year. While recording this, I am still recording in July, middle of July. After me telling you up until now, there will be another clip of me talking about the other books that I have read. I finished 2022 reading or finishing a series that I mentioned in the other video that we did about books, and that is Magpie Society. This one is the second one, and the first one, For Sorrow. This is divided in two parts. I really love this. I love how they write. It just, yes, I'm biased because I do watch Zoe, but in books I am very strict. The twist in this game, dude, I was so surprised when they said it. I really recommend it if you are into thrillers or young adult thrillers. Next up, in the beginning of the year, I started reading, and I got this for Christmas. I started reading and finished like a week later, or whatever it was. One of the girls, Mark Ferris, put this on his Instagram, and I was like, I want that. So I did read this really quickly, but I will say I liked it, but it's not one of my favorites. I liked it because like you didn't know what's going on until the very end, but that's also why I didn't like it. I don't like books that like give you everything in one chapter, but it's also a very easy read. Like you could very easily read this. I could read it in a week. Yeah, I liked it, but I wish it was just the plot was more spread out. They went to a bride hen. Basically, there was a lot of drama between all the girls, and yeah, only at the end you found out why there was so much drama between everyone. Even though I did not one of my favorites, I do really want to read Let Me In, because it just seems to be a good one. I haven't read it, I don't got it, but it is on my list. Next up, we have two books that are from the same series. These two books are from the author that I talked about in the other book video, which is Robert Brainsda. Dark Water, which is the third book of the series. I was just checking. This is about a kid's body was discovered in body of water. I really liked how it's written because the crime starts, and by the crime you're like, who did it? Because like there was 3 guys, homeless guy, and then 2 other people, and you're like, who did it? You know, like clearly the 2 other guys dropped the guy in the child in body of water, but the other guy, the homeless guy, was watching so intensely, you're like, you know. So go read it, find out. I really liked it. But this guy, literally my last breath. What the hell was this? What the hell? I cried, okay? This is how much, you know, I love this book. I cried. At the very end, I cried. Now I just want the other one to see what happened. It doesn't leave you, like, the crime doesn't leave you in the cliffhanger, so the crime does finish. But the storyline of the characters, what the hell? Robert, what the hell? This one is about, they found bodies in a trash can, and Erica was like, I've seen this before, where the hell have I seen this? And people didn't believe her until she could finally prove it, and then they found the murder. Right now I am reading this book. It's called The Killing Heart, and it does have drawings on it. I just don't like that the pages are white. At the beginning I didn't really like. This is like a standalone in a series, I think. At the start I didn't really like it because I didn't understand the story, which makes sense, you know. But then when they started getting into the crime, I was like, oh, now I'm enjoying this. This is really long chapters, so I hate those, but which makes me like, yeah, I don't want to read this straight. I haven't picked this one book in a really long time because we started filming and editing. I was like, that's taking all of my time. And after this, I have 2 others. But yeah, if I get to those by the end of the year, you will see in the next clip. And then obviously I'll start next clip by explaining this one. I just finished reading that book. I gave it a 2.75 out of 5. Okay, sorry. It wasn't for me. I prefer other types of thrillers. It was a good ending. I still prefer Magpie Society one much better. I felt like there were a lot of plot holes. Also, I got confused with names. There were too many characters. The good things, I really did enjoy the photos because it made me also want to take a second, analyze them for myself, and then see what the author wanted for us to see with that. Now I'm reading a new book. That's this one. It's called Before the Fall. I think that's the original name, and enjoying it so far. 400 pages. I've read 100 by now. However, so it's the 28th of December and I'm back here. Last time I said that I was reading this book before the fall. 11 people in a plane, a family with 2 kids, and then a couple, married couple, and then a stranger. And you can see by the title, the plane crashes. And only 2 people survived, and the story is about why the plane fell and how the characters are doing. I overall gave it 4 out of 5. Basically, I bought this book in a sale. Basically, it's like a buy 4, buy only 10 euros, I think it was. So I combed through like the website and then I found this book among 2 others that I've already talked about. But I had literally no expectations because I didn't really know the author of the book. So I just I read the synopsis and I was like, ooh, I like this. I want to see what happens. This book was the first one over 400 pages. It did take me 3 months to finish reading this, mostly because I got busy with uni. On the contrary of most people that I've read like the reviews on Goodreads, I did like how lengthy it was and how detailed it was, because I think it was important to explain why the characters were the way that they were. The reason why I gave it only 4 is because I didn't like the ending. It felt unfinished and like I felt something was missing. Basically, like the whole synopsis on the end is to find out what happens to one of the survivors, and I feel like it didn't explain it, so it didn't finish the whole story of what happened to the character. Next up, I finished reading this in only 6 days. I gave it a 4.7 out of 5. It's really good. I really liked it. It's about a woman who feels incredibly guilty because 2 girls went missing and she saw them on the day that they went missing. And she spent the entire time feeling guilty of not saying the truth to the cops. This book goes around the story of where the missing people were and the character development of that character or that witness. And that is one of the reasons why I like it so much, because it's more focused on the victims and not really on the police. Now the last one I finished reading is this guy. I don't need to translate this one, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I've seen it a lot on Instagram and I was like, okay, seems interesting. So I picked up the entire trilogy. I'm reading the second one now. It's about a girl that went missing and people thought she was killed by this one guy. That one guy committed suicide. This book is to find out if that guy is actually murder or not. Literally couldn't put it down. Like I said, I finished it in 6 days. So, and I gave it a 4.8 out of 5. I really liked the way it was organized and written. I know a lot of people didn't. I liked the way it was in third person, because even though it was that, we can still understand the thoughts that people had. I didn't give it 5 out of 5 because I didn't like the ending. I wanted something to happen and it didn't happen. Now, spoilers, so skip like a few seconds. I wanted Andy to still be alive. Now, about the critiques that I saw on Goodreads, I don't understand why people are so mad about like holy pepperoni. I'm like, and a lot of people criticized that she was like so open to go see drug dealer, and I was like, it's like the small town mentality, you know, everyone knows everyone. Anyway, those are all of the books that I've read this year. If you guys have any recommendations, please leave them below. I have to buy list of 60 something books. Tell me also why you really like the book, and if there's any book that you like or dislike that I read that I've told you guys about, please also leave your opinions below. I'd like to read them. Yeah, if you guys like it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you want, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.